Where do you live? Atlanta?
Hmm.
Hmm. You ever go to Waffle House?
Oh, I hate Waffle House. Smelly.
I asked you that. You ever go?
I said, no, I hate Waffle House.
Okay.
Smelly.
How do you know it smells?
Because I went in Ohio, not in Atlanta.
I didn't ask you where. I said, have you ever been? All right, I'm done.
What is up, guys? It's your boy back. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are. And we are back today to react to some good old Kevin Samuels. Remember, if you want to skip me yapping, just use the chapters, timestamps, whatever you want to call them. They're here to skip my yap sesh. But that said, today's video is going to be fairly quick, mostly just because it's more about communication than women who are doing, absurd things like having 8 kids and so on. But I think it's still very valuable because this woman grates on me something fierce. You'll hear my thoughts at the end.
Miss Bissett. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Kevin?
I am well. How old are you?
I am 25. I just turned 25.
All right. Winter is coming. What do you
It
got?
is. And it's getting cold out. And
Yeah, it's
honestly,
like, baby, it's cold outside.
it's cold outside. Yes. Oh my
When's
God.
your last
So
relationship?
my last relationship was about 8 months ago.
And how long did that last?
It lasted about 6 months,
What's the longest relationship you ever had?
3 years.
How long ago
I
was
was
that one again?
Yeah, I was very young. I was 19, so that was a while back ago, maybe
Were you in
three.
college at the time?
I had just got out of college, so I went to college for a year and went back
Okay.
home and started working.
So what do you do for a living?
So I do event coordination. I live in Atlanta, Georgia right now, but
So what do you?
honestly, the
So
Mhm.
what do you? Go ahead. What are you here for? Go ahead.
Yeah, so the question I wanted to ask, I don't have a problem attracting men. I have a problem attracting men that are closer to my age. A lot of men
What do you
that
mean
are
closer to
interested
your?
in me
Hold on. Close to your age for what?
because Kevin, they try to
Closer to
put me in
your age for what?
because they trying to put me in the senior citizen home
For
too early.
what?
Too early. I don't
Oh
want to be in the
Jesus.
senior
Okay,
citizen.
ma'am. What purpose are you trying to attract a man closer to your age? For what purpose?
Relatability.
Relatability is not a purpose. Are you
That's
trying
how I
to?
feel.
Okay, all right. Husa. Are you
Let's breathe
trying
out.
to attract a younger man for the purpose of relationship or marriage?
Not younger, not 25 like me, but I'm attracting people that are in their 50s
Can you answer the French toast question before you go on a tangent? What did I ask you?
for marriage.
You need to stay exactly right where you are. Because it shouldn't be that hard to get an answer, man. You attract, you want a younger man for marriage.
30s and 40s, but above that, I can't go farther than that. But I'm attracting 50s and
So
sometimes
let me
60s.
ask you first. Let me ask you, why are you a wife?
Am I a wife? I'm not currently married, so I guess
No,
not
no, 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 no,
technically.
no, 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 no. No. You become a wife before you're married. You don't decide to become a wife afterwards. He will find it. The wife finds it the good thing. It doesn't mean you become a wife after marriage.
So am I a wife? Yes, I would say so.
Hmm. You want children?
I do.
How many?
3, maybe 4.
Hmm. Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant when married with your first child?
No.
So you want to be a housewife?
After I have children, yes.
Yeah. How much is it going to take or cost a man in Atlanta to have 4 children and a stay-at-home wife? How much would that man need to make annually to provide a middle
Whew,
class lifestyle?
whew. At least 300, 350K.
How tall are you?
I am 5'9".
Dress size?
I think an 8,
How
somewhere
much
around
you
there.
weighed the last time you weighed yourself?
165.
Mm-hmm. And you have 1 year of college?
Yes.
Mhm. What percentage do you care? Do you want a man that's black or do you care about his race?
Yeah, I would like a man that's black, but I
Hmm.
can get along with
What
other
percentage of
races.
black men earn $300,000 or more annually?
Well, from watching your other videos, I'm thinking that's the top 15% or 10%.
Remember, if you want to skip me yapping, just use the timestamps. But I gotta give my thoughts on this because this is actually just, I mean, 10 to 15% are make 300,000. Are we serious right now? Really saying this number with a straight face? Because I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to know off of basic economics that 10-15% is a really high amount of people who would be earning $300,000 or more. If 10 or 15% of people were earning 300K annually, then you would have to assume that the bottom tier of people would be at a higher level too, because it's one of those things where it kind of acts like a slingshot, where there's a certain point where the economy, if there's a high enough amount of people making a certain amount of money in the economy, the baseline is going to have to go up because the standards are rising along with them. And like if 10 to 15%, which is a lot of people if you really think about it, 10 to 15% of black men, especially too, now we're getting even more specific, in America make 300,000 or more, we probably wouldn't even have any problems like we have with gang violence and stuff like that. Like, it just probably wouldn't even be a thing because it would be mostly eradicated from the quality of life created from the higher income. And that's the issue. Like, these women have no perception of how any of this actually works, so they just talk out of their butt. Let me say YouTube friendly words, and they just say words. They just say stuff and just hope that it's the truth. And just, maybe if I just say it loud enough and hard enough, then eventually it'll become true. I mean, this is insane, man.
The top 15% of black men earn 300,000. So what is the top 50%? What do men and half of black men make if the top 15 make 300,000? What does the average black man make?
Average black man, 50,000, 40, 45,000.
How can that be? 45,000 to 50,000 for the top 50%, but then the top 15% make 300,000. So that means between 16% and 49% is a $250,000 graduation.
See, I'm willing to move somewhere with a lower cost of living, Kevin. I'm willing.
What? Did you understand what I just said?
Oh, I understand what you just said, but if I move to a place with a lower cost,
what did I just say? What did I just say?
You just said the gap is too big, so the math doesn't add up.
Yeah, but you didn't address it. You talked about moving. That's a non sequitur. That doesn't match.
Well, the reason why I just changed to moving is because that changes the whole dynamic.
No, it doesn't.
Of the amount of money that we
No,
need.
it doesn't. It changes in your mind. It doesn't change the math. And this is the problem that just presented itself when I asked you about why do you want a man, and you couldn't be direct. There's things aren't firing together. But bottom line is you can't go from 49% to 16% and have a $200,000 jump. That is an exponential increase. That makes no sense.
No sense.
Absolutely not. But let's just take your math. At what age does the average man hit his financial stride? Between what 10-year period?
Probably 35 and 45.
45 and 55.
Oh.
So let me get this right. You want a young man who's making $300,000 or more.
That's in Atlanta. That's why I referred to moving.
You outside of your French toast mind. Because the next question is going to be hard. What would a man who is 30 years old, making $300,000 or more, want with you?
Hmm.
Hmm,
What would he want with me?
I don't know.
Well, I can go back to the question you asked earlier. Am I a wife? Yes, I am.
The guy who crossed the Rio Grande illegally has a wife. He doesn't have $300,000 annually. We're talking about a guy making $25,000 a month, better than 6 stacks a week, almost over close to about $1,000 a day, and all he gets is a woman who thinks she's a wife.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So have less kids. Is that the solution?
The solution is come back to reality. That's the
Okay, what's the
solution.
reality?
Um, where would you rank yourself on a scale from 0 to 10? 1 to 10, just your face. You can't use 7. Fresh face out of the shower.
Fresh face out of the shower. I would give myself a nice 8.5.
Beyonce is a nice 8. Kelly Rowland is a nice 9. You give yourself,
And they're beautiful.
you give yourself the difference between those two. That's what.
I honestly do, yes.
Okay, so if we put Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, and your picture in a magazine and people and nobody, people would say all these things line up. They're about the same. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How much money did your last boyfriend make?
I have probably 50,000 a year.
Because that's what you are.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ooh. Got him. Ooh, got him.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I'm hoping you're trolling because if you're serious, why would $300,000 the top 1% of all earners? Men like that aren't playing games. They don't joke. They're not being silly. They have to know the kind of stuff. You don't make that kind of money being a not serious person. I'm going to ask you a deadly serious question. Can you handle a man with a mindset to make a third of $1 million a year?
Can I handle that man? What do you mean handle?
That is a different kind of guy. He has a different level of thinking, a different kind of conversation, and a different level of expectation. Give you an example. Where do you live, Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You ever go to Waffle House?
No, I hate Waffle House. Smelly.
I asked you that. You ever go?
I said, no, I hate Waffle House. Smelly.
Okay. How do you know it smells?
Because I went in Ohio, not in Atlanta.
I didn't ask you where. I said, have you ever been? All right, I'm done. You can't even keep up with the conversation. Pathetic.
Look, I get it. It can sound kind of mean hearing this, but he's being really, really truthful about it because even me, like just listening to the video on the first time around, it was already just like, grating on the ears because this woman's voice is like very screechy. She sounds like a hawk bird, like this very high, not even high pitch. It's like this weird pitch with like this kind of screechy undertone. It's like you can tell that she regularly talks very loudly because of the way that she's so comfortable speaking in her own home. And yeah, sure, it's different. Yes, I talk loud in my own house too because it's my own house. But there is a point where it's like, I mean, bro, come on. Like, you really have to be that loud, that eccentric. I mean, just the way she's talking, it's like very coping. She's at a point in her life where she doesn't have what she wants. And instead of coming here genuinely, I think she was genuinely seeking advice. I don't want to say it was disingenuous, but instead of coming here with a clear end game in mind, it's like, oh, let me just go on the Kevin Samuels show and, just hope that maybe he can give me some advice on something. And she's not, just the way she's talking about it, it's like, I'm like, man, Jesus Christ, just answer a question. I don't understand why it's such a big task for these modern women to just answer questions, not be extra, not do all this diva stuff, because it's not cute. It's like what a kid does. Like, I don't understand this infantilization of women, like, and why it's okay. I'm like, why are we treating them like they're children and like it's okay to just, communicate? Like, they can't even communicate right. And then he's asking her a question. My God, he's asking her a question about Waffle House, just a general question. And she's like, I don't go. I don't go. He was asking if you went there regularly. He's asking, have you been before? Which the answer that she's giving would imply she has, but God forbid she just say yes. I mean, it's got to be this whole, like, you can tell they get away with it since they're kids. They get away with it in work because everyone's too afraid to say anything. Because if you say something, you'll be marked as racist. You'll be marked as, misogynist or whatever. There will be some sort of shaming tactics or shame language used on you. And it's like, where is the point where people just say enough is enough? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, when do people just say, you know what? We're sick of this. This is too much. Stop doing it. It's unacceptable behavior. No one wants to hear it. No one wants to be around it. No one wants to engage with it. It's needless. It's so needless. And it's like this burning desire to be seen by everyone and everything and have to be acknowledged. I am a black woman, so you need to acknowledge. I'm like, man, damn, shut up. Like, what happened to telling people who need to shut up to just shut up? Like, I think it's very fundamental for people to be called stupid as they grow up, because not everything you say is smart. But look, I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Comment, subscribe, like, all that. Share your thoughts in the comments, though. I definitely want to hear it.